How can we really get down? I saw Scott and Chris for the first time in years, maybe 4 months ago. And the first thing that they said was, "What are you drinking?" And guess what I said? "Hey, let me get a shot of pickle juice." See, one thing that I didn't understand about the culture was there were cigars, there were cigarettes, and there was pickle juice. Apparently, pickle juice, I guess, is something you chase down that takes away, what is that? Not the migraines, the hangovers. Also, if you don't want to drink alcohol, you can order pickle juice and no one looks at you weird. I didn't know this. But over those years spending time with my mentors, I realized I don't always have to do exactly what someone does to be a part. I just don't want to offend. The Bible says you could be in the world, but not of the world, right? And so that doesn't mean that I don't enjoy occasional beverage. It's just at this moment in time on a Wednesday night, a few months ago, I went to Hooligans because I expected my mentors to be there. In addition to that, I understood the rules of engagement. So when it was time to have that celebratory shot, "Hey, Montreal, how's it going? What's been going on with your brother?" "Hey, I'll take a shot of pickle juice." And they just smiled. "Man, you remember that?" How could I ever forget? But one of the most valuable things that my mentors did for me was they gave me permission to dream. They gave me hope. Chris was very logical. He would say, "Hey, Montreal, there's going to come a time when you're sitting with decision makers, and in the process of sitting with those decision makers, you're going to have conversations, and you may be the lowest person on the totem pole. And by being the lowest person on the totem pole, what are you going to talk about at that time, right?" And then there's Scott that comes in and says, "Hey man, Montreal, be a gift. You're a gift. Give them a gift. Give them something you'll never forget." When I tell you guys, this led me down a rabbit hole that I was so excited to explore. For the first time in my life, I had engaged with the #1 tech company in the world, that is Apple. Shout out to Apple. Shout out to R059 where I got my start. But engaging with Apple, it gave me a different level of authority. It gave me a different level of principles. It gave me a different understanding to engaging with people as a whole. It's the favorite job that I've ever worked. And I would have to compare working with Apple to getting a master's or a doctorate from Harvard or Yale. It's on the same level for me, right? The level of understanding about people I learned working with this organization. And so there was a moment where Apple found out that I was into film. Apple found out that I was into music. They found out I knew how to edit. They found out I was using our hero products at Apple in my own business, and I have my own marketing firm. And this led to a trip where I was flown out to Cupertino, California to be one of the few people that's ever played Steve Jobs' piano, right? The Steve Jobs. This is a true story. If it wasn't for great mentors like Scott and Chris, I would have known the rules of engagement of how to play at that level. See, the issue that some of us have is we're surrounded by people who we feel comfortable with. But when you select a great mentor, you should feel challenged. And those challenges will help you build that mental muscle, and that mental muscle will help you get to the next level.